Steve Kerr, did not play Jayson Tatum again. Second time now in these Olympics against Serbia. Jayson Tatum's mom, by the way, weighing in on Twitter. I'm not sure if you saw this or not,
Didn't
Dondero.
see the mom.
So Dick Vitale tweeted out, "Someone please let me know, is Jayson Tatum injured as he hasn't received the playing time you would expect an all-NBA player to get?" Let me just also add, the only American first-team all-NBA player as well.
3 times over.
Yes. She tweets, "No, he's not, but if you find out what's going on, please let me know. Unacceptable and makes no sense."
So I'm just going to say thank you to Steve Kerr and Team USA basketball because I love this so much. I love this. Okay, because I don't care. I mean, I hope they win the gold medal. I root for team, obviously. But I love this whole thing for the Boston Celtics. You've got Jayson. I hope Jayson Tatum gets off the plane from France, goes directly to Jaylen Brown's apartment. I don't care if it's the middle of the night. Wake him up and take him to the gym because they're both going to be pissed. He should be pissed. And I know he's a team guy. Okay, and he has done it with the Celtics. He is a team guy, and he is going to do what's best for the team. He's going to keep his mouth shut. He's not going to create drama, and I respect that. He should be pissed. And if they win, great. Take the gold medal, you should be pissed. You're the only first-team guy on this roster, okay? And you're on a roster, with respect, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, guys that didn't even do what you were able to do. They had to leave. Okay, they had to take the easy way out to find a championship, and I get it. They earned their championships, and LeBron, they're worthy champions, but they couldn't go through the hard times. They had to get out, okay, and they didn't do what Tatum did in his first effort to win a championship. He should be so mad, and I don't care if it's a good point by Steve Kerr, if it's worth. I mean, if it makes sense or not, if they win or not. You should have been in there. You're the first team All-NBA guy on that roster, the only one. Create a narrative for yourself and use it going into next year. And I don't want to hear Chris Forsberg talk about circling whatever date he said. You circle the whole thing, all the dates. You go scorched earth next year on the NBA with Jaylen Brown, and you take over the league, and you try to dominate every team like you did this year and win the whole thing again. This should motivate both of them to no end. I don't care that Derek White's on the team. I don't care that Drew Holiday's on the team. This is the two of them setting the tone going into next year because of the slights they felt from Team USA. I love it.
I have no idea what's happening right now. I threw out a ridiculous theory like last week or 2 weeks ago when this first happened about why maybe Jayson Tatum wasn't played, because I can't figure out how you have a roster like this for Team USA and the only first-team All-NBA player there isn't getting any minutes on this roster. And I'm sorry, if you're Steve Kerr, and I know that Brian Windhorst said earlier, oh, man, this guy's pressing all the right buttons for Team USA. Look at this. They almost lost to Serbia, by the way, yesterday. You were down, 14 going into the fourth quarter, and you needed Steph Curry and Joel Embiid to kind of bail you out on the offensive end. You can't find 3 minutes in the first half and 5 minutes in the second half there in these blowout games outside of yesterday to fit in Jayson Tatum, a first-team All-NBA guy. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't be the coach of Team USA. It's wildly disrespectful, I'm sorry, to Jayson Tatum to have him give up his summer, go to Team USA, participate in this, give up his offseason to go to Paris, and then publicly embarrass him, which is what Steve Kerr is doing by not playing him. I would be absolutely livid if I was Jayson Tatum. I would be absolutely livid if I was Brad Stevens. And it's just there's no excuse for Steve Kerr not to be doing this. I'm sorry. It's crazy to me. I don't have a good explanation for it. I can't wrap my head around it. The one thing I keep coming back to, we talk about, like, all right, well, why wasn't Jaylen Brown on this roster for Team USA? Why did he not make it? The Nike affiliations, this and that. Well, like this commercial right here where Kevin Durant dropped earlier in the Olympics.
There's a reaper. And every 4 years, your time runs out. You might forget your debts, but he's ready to collect.
So Nike does this whole commercial centered around Kevin Durant. That was Deion Sanders that was narrating the whole thing and the Olympics. And so what I keep coming back to is you're playing Kevin Durant, who didn't participate in any of the exhibitions, was dealing with the with his injury, comes back and instantly is now in the lineup ahead of Jayson Tatum. Is this all Nike driven? from start to finish. Hey, we have a campaign coming out with Kevin Durant based on his Olympics, having been a gold medalist in the past, leading scorer in Team USA history and all this stuff. We want to play into that. So he's going to be slotted in above Jayson Tatum automatically. Like I'm just trying to connect dots here and figure out what, because there's no logical explanation for Jayson Tatum not playing in these games at all.
None. I mean, you could have Kevin Durant featured and still play Jayson Tatum.
That's a great point too. Yes. Yeah, you absolutely can.
You said the word. Not playing Jayson Tatum is incredibly disrespectful, and if I disagree, Brad Stevens should be ecstatic. I know what you're saying. He gave up his summer. I don't know what that does to his training. The guy's obviously upset. So I'd be upset in that regard, but this has to benefit the Celtics. You have to be so, if you're a real competitor, which I think he is, you have to be so mad that you're not out there. You're as good as any of those guys. Kevin Durant, all these weenies, they need other guys around them to have this level of success. Now, so does Tatum. But at least he grinded through it and led that team to the championship. He didn't go join Golden State or he didn't do Miami. I'm so sick of all of them, even though they're great players and they're all-time great. I'm just sick of all of that they represent. Get them out. Have their little hurrah. They're irrelevant in the NBA now. Tatum is going to take over with Brown, and this is going to be a part of the reason why.
Well, look, you bring up a great point in terms of like the concern about, there's going to be a rift between these two because Jayson Tatum was on Team USA and Jaylen Brown wasn't selected. I think you can throw that out the window right now.
So
it's going to bring those guys closer together. And no, I go back to the Durant thing. The only other thing I can think of too is obviously Durant and Steve Kerr have history. Didn't end well in Golden State when it comes to Kevin Durant. And so is he nervous that if he doesn't play Kevin Durant, Durant's going to go out there and not be publicly scared to say stuff about Steve Kerr? Jayson Tatum, much more mellow guy, has handled this unbelievably well because there are not many superstar players in the NBA that would be handling it with the grace that Jayson Tatum has so far. Is that part of this too? But again, they're not mutually. You can play both guys. They're both good players, believe it or not. It's crazy to me.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here. For more Celtics analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.